in now. On today's season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual Hey Guys Awards with some amazing prizes for you.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Plus a sneak peek at what's to come in 2K17.
Something that we get to do next year is
Tune in now. On today's season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual Hey Guys Awards with some amazing prizes for you.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Plus a sneak peek at what's to come in 2K17.
You know, the other thing that we get to do next year is
Tune in now. On today's season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual Hey Guys Awards with some amazing prizes for you.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Plus a On today's season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual Hey Guys Awards with some amazing prizes for you.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Plus a sneak peek at what's to come in 2K17.
you know, the other thing that we get to do next year is
Tune in now.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they're ahead of where they were last season at this time. Always nice to see that progress in a positive direction. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college. Jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave, financial responsibility, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack of Shaq was created. I was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man, Dick Vitale, say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So
We are live from Boston for an Eastern Conference contest with the Celtics. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast. Boston making some changes. Turner comes in for Johnson, and Freak subbed in for Avery Bradley. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Ish Smith. Noel is out there with Okafor. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Henry in at the 2 guard.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to catch up with the head coach for Philadelphia. According to him, their focus defensively is going to be on making things difficult inside. Ideally, they'll be in the best shape, he feels, if they force most of the shots against them to come from the perimeter. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Brooklyn Nets.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Man, they are...
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille O'Neal here. Got Kenny the Jet Smith here for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trail Blazers up against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at the Celtics, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began. Wilmot Benjamin, Tom Donahue, coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out, then going to the late, great Jack Curran in high school. Those were the ones. And honestly,
beneath the tranquil hills of Washington Park, downtown Portland alive with activity. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition. But now for Portland. Davis is checked in for Plumlee. Alexander comes in for Lure. And it's Larkin in for Al-Farouq Aminu. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Sullinger. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Johnson. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Crowder. And Freak subbed in for Avery Bradley. On the floor for Boston, Freak in at shooting guard. Zeller is out there with Olynyk. Then it's Thomas. And it's Turner in at the 3 slot.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Celtics leading by 10. Here's Freak. He squares up and sinks it.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
And Lillard kicks to Davis, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. In fourth, the Trailblazers.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoy playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Boston's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Terry Stotts had a few moments to share with me. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup, their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. So defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
That's their identity. That's what they're all about. Their defense is really what sparks them.
And that has to be their spark if they're going to be successful. I mean, everything for them starts at the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Kicks it to Freak. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists in the game.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Here's McCollum. Can't connect from short range.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And the trend they love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
The Trailblazers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Thomas passes to Freak. From deep 3-point range. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto. Out of fans south of the border in the U.S. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Alexander is out there with Aminu, and it's Plumlee in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's now 8 points for Freak.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Stolen by Thomas. The dish to Freak. No good from outside. Trailblazers trail by 8. Stolen by Thomas. Now it's Thomas running. He can go all the way, and the shot is good. Crowder's got 5 points now this quarter. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnover.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far. Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Thomas dishes to Freak. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. 10 points for Freak. Trailblazers have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Plumlee with the screen. McCollum kicks to Plumlee. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
A chance here, Kevin, to check out how the Trailblazers ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in steals, 5th in rebounding. And they made their way into the top 10 in second chance points. I mean, this is a team that really emphasized chasing down missed shots, and they did a pretty good job of it.
And going back to the steals, they play a harassing style of defense. You have to be impressed with the effort they brought at that end of the floor.
You know what? That was good defensive effort. But on a shooter like him, sometimes it just isn't enough.
Here's Lillard. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Picked by Zeller. Takes a 3. Kept alive by Boston. And he banks in the layup. Zeller's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
They have got to box out better than that. That putback's just another example of what a difference there's been between these two teams.
Davis sets a screen. McCollum passes to Lillard. Inside. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And here's McCollum for 3. Here's Lillard, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
Yeah, that's a tough call there with the naked.
The second half beginning in just a moment. Freak really making a difference here.
You just can't shoot the triple any better than he did in that first half. That was incredible.
Here's Freak. He's got 13 on the court.